This recipe I think you really are going to enjoy. This recipe is for example, if you have to travel and you really need to just make something and just bring along with you, it's a good breakfast to bring with you. It's called a fruit nut morning bread, and it's very nutritious. It has everything. It has fruit in there, and it has oats in there, and it has like pineapple, bananas. So the first thing we're going to add is, first we're going to add some dry ingredients before we add the wet ingredients. So we're going to add 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. And we're going to add 1 cup of oat flour. Now to make oat flour, all you have to do is get a cup of regular oats or quick oats, organic, because I use organic. Everything's organic. The whole wheat flour was organic too. It's my spelt organic. And you take a cup of it and you put it in your blender and you blend it until it becomes flour. And that's how you get oat flour. And then you want to use a 1/2 cup of regular organic quick oats, and these are gluten-free as well. Then you want to use a 1/2 cup of coconut flour. I love coconut flour. I mean, I can smell the bag and I feel like I want to eat the coconut flour. The bag, it smells so good. So 1/2 cup of coconut flour. And then we're going to use 5 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. This is organic too. Everything's organic, even the coconut flour just put in. You can either buy the whole flaxseed and ground it like in a coffee grinder, or you can just buy it. But I recommend buying the seed because then you get the more nutrition that way, and it's not sitting on the shelf for so long. So we put the ground flaxseed in there, and now we're going to put in 1/2 cup of coconut flakes, and this is unsweetened. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and then 1 teaspoon of coriander. And now we're going to mix it. Okay, so we're going to mix this up. Mix it up thoroughly, and we're going to add in the other ingredients, and we're going to add this in order. Usually I make like a little tiny hole in the middle of it so that you can add the ingredients inside of it and then mix it afterwards. So we're going to add in, the first thing we're going to add in is 1 cup of water. So we add in 1 cup of water. Then we're going to add in 3 tablespoons. You can use either honey or maple syrup. I'm going to use maple syrup. I'm a maple syrup person. I love maple syrup. I like honey too, but I love maple syrup in this. So 3 tablespoons of this. That's 1, 2, 3. 3 tablespoons. Go on that. And after that, we're going to add in 1 can of pineapple tidbits. It's much easier. And just dump that in there. Then after the pineapple, we're going to add in 4 ripe mashed bananas. And these are organic bananas as well. Then we're going to add in 1 cup of raisins. 1 cup of raisins, and then 2/3 cups of dates, and chopped up. And these are organic as well. And then raisins were organic as well too. And then the last thing we're going to add in is 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Now we're going to mix this all up. Now this is one of my favorites. I just love it. Like when we travel someplace, I just love making this because you don't have to worry about making breakfast. I mean, you have the breakfast ready for you if you make it like a day ahead of time, you know, before you travel. And it makes quite a big batch of this. It'll last a while. And if you can't eat it all at one time, you can freeze it, and then you can eat it at some other time. And it's to me, it's like a complete meal because here you have your your nuts in there. You got your protein in there. You have your fruits in there. You have your flours in there, like spelt flour in there. So it's like, to me, it's a complete meal. And it's very satisfying when you eat this. Now it says, to put it on a 9x12 bacon pan, but I have something that I use at home, sort of like a roast pan. And it's sort of like a 9x12, but I find it's really works, the right amount in there to put in there. And of course, you're going to bake this at 350 for 50 to 55 minutes in your oven. I remember once we were traveling, we had to pick up something, and we brought these with us, and we met this couple, and so I gave them some, and they had tried it. They really liked it. They thought it tasted really good. So I like to share this recipe with people, as many people as I can. Okay, so I think it's probably thoroughly mixed by now. And now what we're going to do is put it in a pan, and we're going to bake it. And then when it's finished baked, we'll show you the final product, what it looks like after it's baked. And it's kind of thick, when you put it on the pan, but it's easily spread. You can spread it and work with it. Sometimes my bananas are bigger, ones I use, but these were kind of like not as big as I usually use them, so it depends on how big your banana is. You may get, it seemed like the batter may be a little bit more, but 4 bananas are fine. If they're too small, you can add 5 bananas. If they're, small bananas, 5 or 6 bananas. And I just spread it like a flat. Got it all spread. Can't wait till it's baked, and when you're baking, you're gonna love the smell of it, the cooking. You can smell the bananas in there, and it smells so good. And so this is before we put it in the oven, and then we'll be back to show you what the product looks like.